Welcome to the AFC East by NAFCo. Today's sponsors is West PA Systems, your 21st century electrical build contractor, and Dakota, the DuBois Area Council on the Arts, as well as NAFCo, the Northern Appalachian Film Collective. You can check us out on Facebook, NAFCo, NAFCo, NAFCo Film Collective. Check out that Facebook group. It's the best way to get a hold of us. Also, we have our own Facebook, facebook.com/AFC East NAFCo. And also, I'd like to just now, at this point, we'll introduce myself and the boys. We got Jeff from the Miami area, Paul, born and raised out of Buffalo, myself out of New England, and that is the crew. But kind of interesting week, guys. Yeah, the only team out of the AFC to have lost is the Dolphins.
What's new?
So, but that includes the Jets. That's what's new, is that the Jets are ahead of the Dolphins in AFC standings.
This is true.
Yeah.
Great performance by their quarterback yesterday.
Which quarterback?
The Jets quarterback.
Which one?
The one that threw for over 400 yards.
Oh, you talking Mike White?
Mike White.
Mike White threw over 400 yards. I missed that. That's okay. So that's the one game I didn't watch.
So not the first round draft pick Wilson.
Right. Right.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So what happened there, Jeff?
I didn't really watch the game. I just saw the highlights. So
okay. Well, I watched the game, and the guy was awesome. The Jets are a giant killer. I mean, they're so horrible, but they're good. So it's like, it's like a bad date, but you find out she's got great boobs. Anyway, so.
Well, it was amazing that it wasn't necessarily their defense that won the game. It was they actually had 400 yards of offense.
Offense, yes, yeah. So yeah, I'm a little nervous. I play Jets in 2 weeks, so I'm a little. Hey, what's going on?
Well, you should be a little nervous because the Dolphins played you guys pretty tight yesterday.
Well, okay. It's a segue into the game info. Okay, good job. But let's segue into it. Our interior offensive line was all new and some not new, but we all switched around. And we wanted to try, let's try to run and see what we can do. Just we're going to play in practice and whatever. We had 5 first downs first half, which is horrible. So second half, we decided, okay, we're just going to throw it. So we got 19 first downs second half, and we just blew them out. So,
it wasn't a blowout. It was only 15. The first time it was 35. So, relatively speaking,
I'm not, okay, tomato. I'm just saying.
You guys average margin of victory is 20. So,
I was never really worried about any point in the game, but it just. Yeah, we had to get that line, working together, and they did. And it took a half game to do it. So, but kudos. I mean, really. I mean, Parker did great first half. He did. I mean, I have to say, Gislick got hurt. So
he did.
Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen there.
The official Miami Dolphin of the AFC East show.
Yeah.
Well, it was a really big momentum swing at halftime. Sanders missed the field goal. That would have gave us another few points on the board. And then right before half, we're inside the red zone. And I don't know what that call play was. I don't know what that fiasco was, but that just looked like a total dumpster fire, which pretty much wrapped up our whole season right there. I mean, that's 10 points right there. Could have been some momentum going to halftime. Miami was getting the ball the second half to start. Second half, I think we went 3 and out like 5 times in a row or something. It was just ridiculous. So,
the Bills went TD, field goal, TD in the second half. I mean, that was their offense. But yeah, it was a fun game. It wasn't terrible to watch. So I mean, kudos to Miami for
Hey, I actually didn't change the channel. I mean, I actually watched the whole game.
Yeah. No, that's good.
Yeah.
So, all right. Anything else you want to take out of that game?
Well, what I noticed was a story of momentum. I watched the condensed version of the game, and what I could tell was it felt to me like it was very neck and neck the first half, and the second half, that's where you saw kind of this momentum shift. And I've noticed that that's where the elite teams really defeat the mediocre teams is in the third quarter. That's where the talent starts to wear down the try hard of the other team.
Well, they scored 11 points. They played against the number one defense in the NFL today. I mean, they did a decent showing, but you know what? That was sort of like they had to do something, or the season was down and over. They even played. So I think the Bills broke their back the second game of the season, and they finally really broke their back the last week. I mean, the Dolphins are they're they see dead people now.
Well, I was really impressed with Tua's composure, considering all the talk of rumors or talk of trades going on, because it didn't really look like he was frazzled too much any more than any other time. So, I mean, I thought he did a pretty good game. Most people saying he's playing good. Even the TV analysts are saying he's doing a good job stat-wise, and he made a couple mistakes. He tried to throw some balls in some tight places, but that's just going to be expected of Tua. The problem is our defense isn't good enough to overcome 2 interceptions a game.
If you're Tua, how do you go through every week thinking that you're going to lose your job and be traded?
Right.
I mean, what kind of really every week?
Every week.
Well,
in less than 24 hours, that whole thing will be resolved. Hopefully, we'll get into that when we.
Well, that's what I was
go over
just
the
gonna
trades.
Okay, because don't you think that Miami could have beat Buffalo if they had Deshaun Watson?
No.
I just damn. But yeah,
Miami's not just missing a quarterback. That's the problem.
Yeah. Well, the world wants to treat it like that's going to really flip everything. A true Miami Dolphins fan knows that that's not going to fix Miami's problems.
Let's put this to Jeff right now. Jeff?
Yep.
Is Watson on your team tomorrow?
No.
There we have it. There we have it. There's the
I would be
opinion.
I would be very, very amazed if he's on our team tomorrow.
Okay.
I even zoomed in
and I'll be very disappointed in our coaches, especially Flores, after telling us all week that Tua is the man. I'd be very disappointed. I think he would lose all credibility, and he's already lost the locker room anyways, which we talked about last week, Perry. So I think if you've sat here all week and said Tua is the guy, and then you trade him off, like nobody on that team is going to want to play for him, because it's like if he's lying about him, then they could be lying about me, and they could be lying about so-and-so. So
second big question.
What's that?
Is Flores a coach in the next 2 games?
Oh, I don't think Flores is going anywhere.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Those are
I don't think anyone's going anywhere until the season's done. Even then, they might stick around, because I just think they're going to do something in the offseason trade-wise and free agency and try to build it again. So,
are they going to trade one of their offensive coordinators? Because I know they got 2.
I wouldn't mind if they got rid of both of them or all 3 of them.
All right.
I mean, there's got to be some accountability at some point,
Gotcha. All right.
Yeah, but that's what they do. They give it to. That's the point of two offensive coordinators, though. That way you can bring it to, like, if one guy messes up, he can blame the other guy, and then he messes up and he can blame the other guy, and that's how they have accountability. We figured that out already, like, a couple weeks ago.
Well, what are they saying? You call this play, and I'll call the next play, and you call this play, like.
Yeah, that way. That way, it's like
My play got 2 yards. Your play got 1.5 yards. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Oh well.
Yeah, it's like I don't. Yeah,
we'll
The
talk
only
about
reason all your
possible
plays
trade. We'll talk about trade bait the second half of the show, but I don't think
okay.
Tua's going anywhere.
Are we done with this game?
Yeah.
We can be. We can be. Do
All
you guys want to cover Cincinnati at New York?
A little
Or,
bit. Yeah, I do.
Let's cover Cincinnati at New York.
Okay.
So New York won a game, bringing
Again.
them to number 3 in the AFC East.
Oh gosh, I don't know what to tell you about them. I mean,
34-31 was the score yesterday,
yeah.
week 8. So the Jets are now 2-5, bring them to 3rd in the AFC East. That brings the Bengals to 5-3. Not that we necessarily cover them totally, but yeah. So I am.
So no, well, let's say New York beat the Titans. New York beat Cincinnati. Both teams were the number 1 in the AFC at the time when they beat them. Geez, Wilson's out. White's in. I mean, what the hell?
Does
defense or is it offense?
Does White stay the starter even when Zach comes back?
I don't think New York even knows. I really don't know.
Yeah, I got you there. Because it's like one of those things, you want to ride the guy that's hot. That's how Brady got a job to begin with. But you also don't want to Wilson hasn't had enough time to give a fair assessment of him. He's a rookie. It's week 8. So
he's hurt. He's hurt. So what? 2 games, he's out.
Yeah, but then do you keep riding that momentum of
White? You ride who's hot. I mean, the Jets play what? The Colts next week. That's a teller who's going to win. I mean,
well, even the coaches saying he doesn't know what he's going to do yet. Coach Salo.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, you don't want to look like a jerk and screw up your first round pick, but still,
it happens all the time, though.
I know. So, all right.
Can you guys, well, we got some comment. Can you guys work with how the turnover for the Steelers turned that whole game around? Well, we don't necessarily cover the Steelers, but we can. But this is AFC East. We cover the Patriots, the Dolphins, the Bills, and the Jets primarily here on the show. We also got another comment. Who are the best football players in the world? I think that this person is a little bit of a foreign user. We're talking about American football there. These are clearly
Beckman.
Does anybody have do we have an opinion here? I'm going
with Messi.
Messi?
Wait a minute.
Ronaldo
wait a minute. Hold on. Ronaldo.
Are you wearing a Ronaldo shirt right now?
Yes, I'm wearing a Ronaldo shirt right now.
Oh shoot! Okay, that's pretty nifty.
Yeah.
Did you have one of your kids type that in there, Paul?
No, that's pretty cool.
Okay.
Hold on, let me take the shirt off. Hold on.
There you go.
I want to show the fat rolls.
Oh gee. See, now Paul's getting into the commentary here. Or into the fan commentary. That is the first we've ever seen Paul's forehead, top of his head, live on air. You've seen it here first on the AFC East by NAFCo, Week 8, 2021. Today's date is November 1st, 2021. Mark this on your calendars, the day we saw Paul's bald head. He's wearing. He doesn't have his headphones on, so he probably doesn't hear any of this. What do you think of his head, Jeff?
I'm getting a little bit of a glare.
Glare.
That's why I'm wearing a hat. I'm kind of glowy too, though. But that's my personality tonight.
I have hair, but I didn't shave my hair into anything.
While he's doing his wardrobe thing, what a great weekend for sports overall, though. I mean, you had the Bills-Dolphin game. The Cowboys won last night. You had the World Series on. Yeah, the Florida Georgia game this weekend. I mean, what a great weekend for sports.
Penn State.
It's why I might have been a little bit late for work this morning.
Yeah, World Series pick since he's doing that. Oh. Okay. Well, let's hear. Here we got it. That's Cristiano Ronaldo's shirt. It says, "Oh."
Yeah, whatever.
So maybe it's not Ronaldo.
No, it's not Ronaldo.
Oh, okay. Wait, is it true? Is it true? In the other years, the MLS league has become very popular.
Yes, it has.
Okay. Yeah, recently it has. Yeah, it's become quite popular.
What else you do is Saturday mornings at 9:30.
Right.
I see. Yeah.
So,
Formula One is the other thing I would say.
That's not. Yeah, Sunday morning, 9:00, Formula One.
Okay. Well,
yeah.
with that being said, I just want to take, since we're doing this little aside bit right here, we'll take down this game. Honestly, I think we've said what we said. What's up with White? All that. But I will say, since Jeff just brought it up, does anybody have an opinion here on the World Series right now since it's happening? I feel like we're just going to take a quick moment and just discuss that real quick. Right now, I'll tell to the fans, they're out of 7 games, they're through 5 games. Game 6 is tomorrow night. Atlanta is up against Houston 3-2 in the series. Does anybody have an opinion?
I didn't like the cheating last time with Houston. I didn't. Banging on the cans and stuff, and
yeah,
that wasn't right. So it put a bad taste in my mouth. The Braves they're a firm team. Well, their team, their spring training was in West Palm Beach, and I went to those games when I lived in West Palm Beach. So I have a little right, Jeff.
Yeah, I'm actually in a weird predicament because, like Paul said, the Braves used to spring train down here.
Yeah.
They moved to Atlanta. They used to be in Milwaukee. My dad's from Wisconsin. I think I mentioned before on the show. So he, was a Braves fan, had, Warren Spahn cards and Hank Aaron cards and all this. When they spring train in West Palm, we used to go to the games.
I met Hank Aaron. My brother was a ball boy for the Braves.
So I've actually,
yeah,
I've actually been to the stadium as a kid to see the Braves.
That boy.
But here's my predicament. I'm from Texas. I'm from Dallas, but I have family in Houston.
It doesn't matter. I mean, Houston is not really a nice place.
Well, here's the ironic thing. Now the Houston Astros do their spring training in West Palm.
Yeah.
With the Washington Nationals. So
are the Cardinals are still in Jupiter, aren't they?
They are, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's but I want the Braves to win. It's been a long time. I didn't like the cheating thing a couple years ago. And the Braves haven't won a World Series in like 20-something years or something. So it's time for them to win one.
Yeah, there's also something to be said for baseball needing its villain, though. And I do think that baseball has a ratings issue, and that having the Astros go deep, it's kind of like the Pats. The Pats were kind of the villain here back over the course of the last, 10 years of the NFL. So
hate them.
Well, and see, I sent you guys a text.
It gives passion to it. I think having the Astros be the bad guy is actually good for the MLB right now.
Well, there's a reverse side of that too. I sent you guys a text the other day. We don't get into politics on this show, but the Atlanta Braves had the All-Star game taken away from them and taken out to Colorado this year. So you have two teams in the World Series that are kind of villainous. You have the Astros who cheated, and then you have the Braves who had the All-Star game taken. So I can tell you that the Atlanta fans are fired up for having that done to them because that took a lot of money away from their city. So they kind of want to just be like, hey, you took this from us, and now we're in the World Series. We're the only game to watch right now. So that's just the perspective from the Braves side.
I hear you there, and I just want to say that they went to Arizona for
Arizona. That's right, Arizona.
Well, the reason I lit up as a baseball fan would have been awesome to see them have a home run derby in Coors Field because it would have just been like out of there.
That'd be awesome, yeah.
But I think I'm really excited to see Max Fried get one, a power hitting first baseman. he just seems like a good player to have a very marketable guy.
You talking about for the
And
Braves?
yeah, their first base.
Freddie Freeman.
Oh yeah, Max Fried is their pitcher for the
Right.
Braves, actually. So yeah, at least I had the right team. Freddie Freeman, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a good guy.
Yeah, but he's one of those ones. He's got kind of that marketability. He's Freddie,
Right.
It's like Kobe or something, like that first name kind of guy.
Right.
Or Kyrie.
I like Jock Peterson too, who wears the pearl necklace.
Okay.
Have you seen that?
I've heard of Jock Peterson.
Yeah, he wears a pearl necklace. You know, a lot of guys wear the gold chains. He wears a pearl necklace.
Oh, pearl necklace.
Pearl necklace. So if you see the game, you see the stands. Everyone has pearls on, like to kind of support him.
Huh.
Interesting side note. Yeah.
Why does he wear a pearl necklace?
Another interesting fact is.
Isn't there a rock song Pearl Necklace?
There's Pearl Jam. I don't know.
Pearl Jam.
But there's actually a father and son coaching against each other in the World Series. I forgot exactly which. I think it was the head coach of the Braves, and then his son is the batting coach for the Astros. Yeah. Yeah, it wouldn't be Dusty.
Just if Dusty Baker was the father of Atlanta's. Okay, enough of that. Okay, I think we covered enough of not our actual sport here. But so let's go over.
I appreciate you saying that baseball is not an actual sport. Thank you.
Our actual sport, our sport.
No, baseball is not a sport. No,
So this is so. Well, that was an electric conversation. Moving on to the electricity of the Chargers over
good segue. Oh my God,
expensive stadium in the world.
That was good.
Thank you.
Right.
I've been listening to Jonas Knox's work over with CBS Sports. But so the Chargers, though, they most expensive stadium in the world, still couldn't pull it off. They I think Belichick just has Herbert's number right now. Enough said kind of thing. It's 27-17 was the final score. Of course, the separation of points was not realized until the fourth quarter. Just so the fans understand, that game was a slog, really, overall. So, like we were saying, Miami and Buffalo was a good game because the first half was close. And this is another case where the first half was close. It was, for the majority of the game, they were separated by 1 point, 1 to 2 points. Put it that way.
The problem I have here, Perry, is finding out who New England is now, and I can't put my finger on anything what they're doing. I don't, and they're a big mystery. On numbers and players and talent, not so much. Coaching maybe is actually bringing them up. What do you think?
Yeah, I think coaching's a big factor. I see what you're saying. I have a bit of a read on as a Pats fan. I have a little bit of a read on him, and he looks. This is going to sound corny, but it looks a lot like the offense that they're running in. I would say 2002, 2003, around there. It looks a lot like that offensive package, as well as a bit of like 2008 or so, or I wouldn't say 2008. Around 2010 or so.
Well, they had Moss
right after. Yeah, I was going to say right after Moss. 2010, 2011, maybe. 28. No, it's not the Moss style offense. So they're going deep now. They definitely have Jones going deep. He's trying to face the critics there. Jones was just all shorts and mediums. Now he's going deep and he's making it some of the time, not 100%, but you're never even Brady's not 100% deep. So it's where Nelson Aguilar's coming into play there. A lot of money spent on getting Nelson Aguilar, and he's actually proving to have a point to having him on the team now because he's actually putting it. He's actually making these deep grabs, and it's a good time. Bourne does seem to have some kind of issue coming off the brakes right now. I don't know what that's about, but this week it was actually quite apparent that he just couldn't get off a break. That hurt things. They actually had to make a completion or two to N'Keal Harry, which New England would never want to do that apparently nowadays. Belichick, they basically have got N'Keal Harry written out of the playbook. It took till the third quarter for him to get one catch.
Well, what I'm trying to do is we're going to do a live stream from the Pulaski for the Monday Night Football game for the Bills and Patriots.
Right.
And that's a thought. I mean, if Buffalo does not bring their B game, I mean, I think I'm a little worried about, your Patriots.
I can see that, but I think that more of your concern comes into facing New England next year. I think that this year, I think your Bills are safe. I really do. I think the Bills are safe. I don't think the Patriots have what it takes to beat the Bills this season. I think that you need at least, and this is coming from a Patriots fan, I think it's hairy to play teams with winning records. I don't see the Chargers as elite. Their quarterback's sophomore year, that kind of thing. I see the Chargers as a team with a winning record, a solid competitor, but not elite. The Bills I see as elite. I really do, Paul, and I say congrats on being able to be the people that took things by the horns and actually took this little moment where the Patriots are down, where Belichick's down just through the polarity of the NFL and the way things work, and Brady leaving, that the Bills actually fixed it. Now, with that being said, Jeff, I think at this point in time, with where you're at, and you don't even really know who your quarterback truly is in a lot of ways, I think that you guys didn't capitalize on it. I think that's the difference right here, is that I think that by the time the Pats are back, I think you're going to see the Bills had a lot of fun with Belichick down, and I think you're going to see a lot of competition between New England and Buffalo in the next couple years. But I think Miami just did not – they missed the boat on being able to become this competitor during New England's down period here,
right?
Like a 2 to 3 year down period.
Last year they had 12 draft picks and 3 of them in the first round.
Right.
So they blew those. I mean, they did. So unfortunately, that's.
I mean, the thing is, it's a compilation of problems.
They depended on those 3 first draft picks. I mean, they blew it. So
we don't even know who our identity is. I mean, it was funny that you said what's New England's identity right now, but the Chargers are only 4-4 now, and everybody's saying how good Hubert is. So it's not like he's barely 500 right now.
Yeah, they're 4-3. They're a little
4-3.
500, but
okay.
Yeah.
Jeff, when's your bye?
Not after London. We'll tell you that much.
Supposed to be.
It's supposed to be. We didn't take it. Yeah.
No, it's supposed to be right after the London. You're supposed to have a bye. I mean, that's in a Players Association gig.
If they request it, they didn't request it.
So you should have had a bye. But anyway.
Yeah. So pretty much to sum up, New England at Chargers. It was just a game where it felt like the better team won out over the course of time in the game. Just very similar to Miami and Buffalo, where it was just in the later part of the game you just started to see the separation build.
Well, it's the experience in the playoff history and the defense, which you still have Super Bowl players on that defense still.
Yeah, true, and they did pick up Poole, who is a solid. I want to say that was a pickup there, kind of complex free agency move, effectively. So we'll look to have Poole as a cornerback here in the next couple weeks. So I'm pretty happy about that.
Good deal.
All right. So yeah,
we got going here. I want to do who we have left.
We've covered all the games.
All right, let me cover around the NFL. Little segment I want to do every week.
Go for it.
I want to
Paul.
ask your opinion on it. Okay, it's called Outside the AFC East. James Winston tore his ACL. He's out for the season. What do you guys think about that?
I think that makes.
But they still beat the Bucks with Simeon,
Really?
and you got the other guy coming back.
Hill?
Yeah.
Okay.
So what do you guys think? What's going on with that?
Like, do we think they're going to be okay as a team, or
I don't know. I just Winston's out with an ACL. I mean, the dude,
yeah, I think they're going to be okay. They got a backup quarterback, plus they have that utility guy.
Yeah.
But they have the utility guy, Taysom Hill. So,
well, is it diminished from Winston? I think so.
there's a reason why Winston's not with the Buccaneers, isn't there?
Yeah, well, he last time he played, I mean, he had what, over 5,000 yards and 30
Right.
TD passes. The last good year he had with them. I mean,
Right.
he's Action Jackson.
Well, while you're talking about backup quarterbacks, I mean, the Jets had a backup quarterback.
Yeah,
And-
they won.
Lit it up.
And Dallas had a backup quarterback last night.
Lit it up, and they
You
won.
know, so
Yeah. Go for the backups, man. I'm just saying. So it doesn't really matter, is what you're saying.
Nick Foles won a Super Bowl against the Patriots. So, like, I don't know. The backup quarterbacks have a better record than starting quarterbacks in Super Bowls against the Patriots. That's
Okay.
a weird statistic, yes, but it's a statistic.
All right. Well, all this is Bills playing on Thanksgiving against, the Saints. I want them to beat the crap out of them.
So,
Anyway.
and that's what I thought. My actual original thought, I was letting you guys talk here, but to get to my thoughts is, well, that makes things easier for both of you guys. We already played the Saints this year, but the AFC has to face the Saints. All of us do, because we're playing the NFC South this year. So that makes both of your lives easier. Not the Patriots, though, because we already played that game and lost.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing too. Is it's like,
Okay.
no, that could have happened the week before this. Damn it.
All right. Number
Well-
two. Okay, let's go past that. Titans. I mean, they're right now the number one team in AFC as far as stats and not stats, as far as playoff position. Henry's out. Henry has a broken foot. He's out for 8 and 10 weeks. You think that's going to affect their season? And
Absolutely.
they just signed Peterson, some rerun from 5 years ago, 8 years ago. So you think they're done because Henry's out?
Are we talking about Adrian Peterson?
Yeah.
Yeah,
They got Adrian Peterson.
yeah,
That guy just never stops.
yeah.
Like,
Oh.
holy crap.
Let's play some Henry.
I don't think he is what he used. He's not near what he used to be, though.
Well, we don't know
I-
what he used to be. I mean, the guy was like, he was doing groceries last week at Publix. I'm just saying.
All right.
Man, we fish for a Publix at like sponsorship hard on this show. Like, Publix comes up once an episode.
Their subs are awesome, man.
Yeah.
They are. They're
Yeah.
good.
I-
They're
I
Martins
gotta-
on steroids. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Martin's subs are really lackluster, man.
Yes,
They're
yes.
bad. Quite frankly, after you have like one or two, you start to taste all the chemicals in the turkey.
No,
and
no.
stuff.
Go
It's
for the
awful.
hot bar. That's good. The hot bar is good.
Okay.
I work across the street from that. Okay.
I don't. Yeah, I've never actually. You mean the hot bar? It's like right next to it. It's just got like potato
Yeah.
wedges. That's
no,
actually
no,
decent.
no. They got all kinds of cool stuff. They're good. The hot bar is fine.
Okay, I must be thinking of a different hot bar.
All right. You're getting like the Food Network stars here.
Okay, yeah, maybe this is
All right.
getting to be.
Okay. Back to
Yeah, we're also talking about one town, Du Bois, Pennsylvania's grocery stores deli area.
Okay.
Okay, moving on though, Paul. What were you trying to say?
well, Henry's gone. Do you think Tennessee's fortunes are going to go south?
Yeah, definitely. That offense relies on Henry. I've always thought that it's the same thing as it's a little better example is what you saw last year with New York. Look at New York last year. They missed Saquon Barkley. Offense went down the twos. When you have an offense based on running back, it's never good because the running back takes tons of hits. Then they get injured. Now what do? Tannehill. What's your thoughts on Tannehill running it without Henry, Jeff?
Yeah.
Well, there goes your play action.
There.
Because you have to have a running game to do fakes, and when you don't have a running game, fake is nothing. So people are going to load the box up now and come after Tannehill. Then he'll probably do what he did in Miami, start throwing interceptions, and I don't know.
Do you load the box up there? No, serious question. Do you load the box up in that situation, or do you go to like more nickel defenses and
sit back and wait for him to throw it? Yeah,
zones, and you just pick it off that way, and you just figure, because their offensive line is not necessarily the greatest either.
True.
Okay. Point 3. All right, let's move on. Okay, Pittsburgh and New England are back in the hunt as for ESPN. What the hell? Really, there were dead teams 2 weeks ago. Now they're back in the hunt, which they are. The one game behind all of the first teams in the hunt.
Right.
Cleveland's been dead. You knocked off Baltimore's been struggling. I'm just saying Pittsburgh is climbing back up and New England's climbing back up. Is that right? Are these contenders?
I think they're contenders to pick up a wild card, but I don't think contenders to go deep into the playoffs. And that's what I said, too, about the Patriots from the get-go. With a rookie quarterback, I've been saying this basically all season. I see the Patriots as potentially a playoff team, but not a Super Bowl team. It would be impressive if they got it out of the wild card weekend.
All right. My last point far as outside the AFC East is what the hell? What WTF? What do you want to say it? I mean, you got Cincy going down from the Jets. I mean, you got Cleveland dying. They were Super Bowl champions beginning of the year. What else we got? Oakland is falling away. I mean, everybody who you thought was going to be good, half of them are falling away right now.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about the AFC?
I think, though, that I still think the Bills are the most dominant team in the AFC. I really do. I think the most amazing downfall right now is what's happening over in Kansas City. As far as an AFC downfall, I also think. Have you guys seen Mahomes' brother and all that crap?
No.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, his brother does these embarrassing TikToks that look like. It's just his brother. His brother is like 20 years old, and he spends all his time just like doing these little dances on TikTok. And there's TikTok dances, and then there's just really lazy attempts at TikTok. And he just does that. He's just a spoiled brat. And then he was found recently just dumping a beer on a fan, and at Kansas City. So it really is a bad look. So now you got this new bad look on top of things, where Mahomes is now worried about his little brother running around making these PR stunts right now. So,
right.
Yeah, that's going to be a thing here, is the little brother Mahomes running around on the sides of things and just being a mess.
Well, the Chiefs are on right now. They're playing the Giants tonight.
What's the score?
0-0.
Okay.
Just started.
They're playing the Giants. Okay, they just started. Yeah. Well, yeah. Okay.
All right, you want guys to go to the picks?
Yeah, I think it is time. Yeah, we're 38.
You want to talk a little free agency bait first?
Sure,
trade
Jeff.
bait?
Yeah, you've been wanting to talk about that all show. So yeah.
So
here's you.
the Dolphins have a choice in the next less than 24 hours here. Nothing's come across my trade rumor app that I have, so nothing's happened tonight. I don't know what way to go. I'm just going to throw out options. We could sell the farm and get a bunch of picks again and try to get something, maybe hit on half of our picks next year from the draft and some free agents. Because I just don't know if this season can be salvaged with the players we have right now.
You have San Francisco's first round pick. So you do have a first round pick.
Okay.
So
yeah, but Philadelphia has our pick.
Well, it doesn't matter. You have a top.
Yeah, we'll have a
10
first
pick.
round pick, right?
You'll have a top 10 pick, so you can
Right.
trade down
Now
to where you want to and get what you want.
If we do get Watson, it's going to cost us like 4 picks, and then we have Watson, and then Watson would play against the Texans next week if the commissioner lets him
Watson's
play.
like a bad brother-in-law that that your wife said, "Okay, you can stay with me."
Right. So the other thing we could do is we could get rid of Parker. We could get rid of Howard.
No, you don't get Parker's like your best player. Gesicki and Parker, your best players.
I understand. That's our trade bait, though. What are we going to trade? Our third string tight end? I mean, like, what are we going to get for that?
Yeah, I don't know. So,
You know, it'll be interesting tomorrow at 4:00. I think is the deadline, and I'm sure the Dolphin pages will be. They're all over. We're split as it is. People want Watson, some don't want Watson. So it'll just be interesting to kind of see and follow. And I'm sure one of the podcasts I watch on the Dolphins will be covering it tonight at some point. So just interesting out there because we're not going to be trading for this season. It'll be to build for next season.
Yeah, you guys should not be allowed to get anywhere near trading or a draft because of last year. But all right,
and Gesicki. Actually, 2 other points, real quick. A lot of people are saying Tua should just tell them he wants to trade out of Miami to save his career. You know, he kind of flip it on the ownership and be like, all right, you know, I can't deal with this no more. I'm demanding a trade now. You know, my rookie contract's not even up yet. So, and if I was Gesicki, I'd be thinking about it too because that dude has a payday coming if he can go somewhere. And I don't know if Miami's going to tag him or what they're going to do in that situation, but
what? Yeah, Parker and Gesicki are your 2 best players. You got to keep them.
yeah.
Anyway, let's go to our picks.
Sure.
Okay, let's go. Buffalo. Huh. We played Jacksonville.
You got to watch out for Jacksonville. They beat the Dolphins.
Yeah, I do. I think so. We are 14.5 point favorites. What are you guys thinking that one?
Where's it at?
Jacksonville.
I should take a drive up there this weekend.
Should be plenty of seats available.
Yeah, is it cheap tickets?
Should be. Plenty of seats. What do you guys think?
Jacksonville, I think the Bills are going to have an easy time. I think it's just going to be basically stomp fest. I really do. I think it'll be a stomping, and I think it'll just be good experience for Trevor Lawrence to play against, guys like Davius White. For real, I do think it's going to be good experience.
Okay.
But I don't think they're going to win. I think it's going to be experience.
Well, it's going to be a stat super thing for Buffalo. So, but yeah.
What does that even mean? A stat super thing? I've heard the term before. Stat super. What is stat super?
Stat supers means that we get to go and make us look good in the stats. I mean, that's all it is for.
That's all that ever meant. Okay, that's what I thought. But I thought.
Okay, we're number one. We're number one defense. We're number one in passing. We're number one in sacks. You know, that kind of thing. So
got it. Yeah,
that's all it's gonna be.
It's to pad the stats.
Yeah.
So the Dolphins and Jacksonville and Jets would be good for Bills.
We mentioned this a few weeks ago, how accurately Vegas picks the spread on these games.
They do. You got to trust Vegas, man. They're scary good.
So 14.5 is, I mean, it seems like a lot because it is a lot. But relatively speaking, when Buffalo has been winning by 20 points a game, and now you're playing Jacksonville, you would think it would easily be
or
a 3-touchdown win. But they cover their, let's just make it 14.5, and there could be a late field goal. There could be a late touchdown by Jacksonville in scrap time, so that's where you're.
I trust Vegas. I swear to God. I used to not, but I do now.
Right.
So, all right. Okay, we got Miami at Houston. Oh my God, how nice is that?
I
And
know.
you know what? Miami's favored by 7.5. What the hell? Really?
Yes, we are.
Are you serious?
It's the battle of the
Miami
1 and
at-
7s.
That is entertaining though. Miami at Houston this week,
Yeah.
where you have the mess going on there. Plus, you got World Series going on too with Houston, but that's really a side.
I think the NFL is rigged. I think they know what they're doing.
Yeah,
They create
7.5
storylines.
against Houston.
It's all
Wow.
in cahoots. Yeah.
and you're the one that watches NASCAR.
Yeah.
You want to talk about rigged?
Redneck.
You want me to make this pick?
Go ahead.
You want me to do it with Tua as quarterback or Tua without being the quarterback?
Well, it's going to take 2 weeks. It's going to take 2 weeks for Watson to get his act together.
Because I don't even think Vegas has a line out for this game yet because they got to see what happens tomorrow.
Tua's playing, so that yeah.
Tua's playing.
Yeah.
I think the game's in Miami. We have to do something with our draft picks that we got from Tunsil trade. Remember that a year or two ago? That's how we got all our picks from Tunsil. So I think we have to at least show that we
Guess lucky start.
did something right. Yeah. And it's going to be like a tight game. Like, I don't know. We might put up 23-20.
I don't think they'll cover the line, but I think they'll win. So
Yeah, I don't even know what the line would be. Maybe 7, maybe. I don't know.
I'm thinking 7-13 Miami.
Right.
So go Dolphins. Okay.
I think speaking of advertisers, we should see if Perry could get like a pro or something, or what do you think?
I think we're okay. Like
You and I
red
could
meat.
do hair. You
I
and I
like
could
red-
do hair club. We could do hair club for men.
I like red meat.
Yeah.
Yeah, red meat's good. All right. Okay. Well,
I guess he stepped away. We'll get his pick later. Let's
okay.
do the Jets game while he's stepped away.
Okay, the Jets. Oh, no, check my notes.
Oh, Perry's back. All right, let's get.
The Jets play the. Okay, Perry. Miami.
Oh.
Miami, Perry.
Yes, Miami and Houston.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think Miami will. Boy, is that a tough one to call. I'm gonna go. You know what? I'm gonna be hopeful for Miami. Let's on a coin toss. I'm gonna go with Miami. I'm gonna say 17-14 Miami. Just because Houston's just such a mess too, and now I'm just coin flipping and saying, well, I'm just gonna coin flip it over to Miami.
Here's a thought, though. Tyrod Taylor's going to play that game.
For Houston.
Yes.
Mm.
The best quarterback on the field.
Yeah, he will be. Damn. Yeah, that changes some stuff here. Let's just flip it back. 14-17 Houston. Now I know Tyrod Taylor's in.
Yeah. I'm flipping mine, too, because I just thought of that.
Yeah, Paul, I got to say, as a former Bills fan, do you pronounce it Tyrod or Tyrod?
Oh, it depends which team you're talking to.
Okay, all right.
Yeah,
'Cause
he's done it two different. He's flipped. So
he has flipped.
and I think
Okay.
it's because his girlfriend told him to do that.
Oh,
So, yeah.
okay.
All right.
You want to do the Jets real quick?
Well, we got the Jets versus the Colts. And the Colts are favored by 10.5.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Jets are going to go and cover that no problem. No, I'm serious.
Yeah, they're going to lose by over 10, you're saying.
No, I'm saying the Jets will not lose by 10.
They'll cover the spread.
They'll cover the spread. But
They won't win the game, though.
No, it'll be like a 3-point game.
Yeah. The Colts are looking good now.
No, they're not.
I mean, they make mistakes, but they're looking better than they started off. They looked awful to start the season.
All right.
Well, maybe that's just because they beat the Dolphins. Maybe that's what it is. My perception's a little unclear. I think everybody's good compared to the Dolphins.
Okay, it's gonna be 21-24. All right, the Colts will win. All right, but 21-24, but they're not gonna cover the spread of 10.5. Oh, are you live, dude?
Me, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Colts on this. It's gonna be tight, like 24-21.
Yeah. No, I show respect for the Jets because they beat the two top teams in the NFL for AFC. So, yeah. All right, you got one more left. One more left, I think. Do we?
Huh?
Patriots.
Yeah, we have Pat's Panthers.
Yes, New England against Carolina. Oh my God, New England's favored by four. Really?
Well, but Carolina's a mess right now. They're talking about trading
Darnold.
Christian McCaffrey even.
And
they're
Darnold gone.
Darnold's gone. Well, what's up with Darnold? The last I saw, he was benched.
Yeah, he was benched, but
So that's not work. So it turns out the Sam Darnold experiment didn't work out. Is that pretty much? Can we, as an AFC East thing, as he was a former Jet, I think we do need to say, can we say at this point in time that the Sam Darnold experiment with him getting a second chance post Adam Gase and going down to Carolina this season, can we say it's a failed experiment and that Darnold just was? It wasn't really necessarily the Jets. It's just Darnold wasn't cut out for the NFL.
It wasn't failed until they benched him. As soon as they benched them, they ruined him.
Yeah,
you understand that? They ruined him. They should have kept him playing. And the guy they benched him for sucked even worse than him.
So they didn't gain anything as a franchise.
Gained nothing. They lost. So that was a stupid coaching thing, and they should have kept him up there. Every quarterback has a bad few games. They do, especially when you're like new and young. So they ruined him. They ruined him, and Carolina sucks from this point on. No matter who's going to play.
they are 4-4.
They are 4-4. No, good luck with that.
Good luck with that, because I mean, like you said too, they're the number 2 team in the talks of between Houston and with Deshaun Watson. It's really comes down to Miami and Carolina. So I think Carolina is going to. I don't think Carolina is going to pull it off. I don't think they want to, because their trade agreements involve getting rid of Christian McCaffrey.
Well, this game is, we're talking about the game and the picks. So this game is an overtime game. I think New England pulled off on a field goal. I mean, that's how it's going to go.
You think so? I think.
But I think Darnold's going to play.
Sure. I don't think that helps him that much, though. I'm just saying. I just don't think it really does. I don't think it does. I think that Darnold's kind of a mess right now, and then I think that the team is a mess offensively, and I think that's why they're discussing getting rid of McCaffrey, is just to rebuild that offense entirely from the ground up. I think that you're going to see. I think it's going to come to more of a. I want to say 10-14. Really, that's what I see out of this. Actually, I'll go up a little further. 10-17. I can see the Pats are very field goal heavy, so I got to at least throw in one field goal. So 10-17. Patriots.
Yeah, I'm definitely going the Patriots to win the game. I'm just looking at a thing here. One guy has 17-16, another guy has 23-20. So it's within the spread for sure. It's going to be tight, but I just think Belichick's going to eat up the quarterback again. Their defense is coming along, and Mac Jones is coming along very nicely for them. So I don't see them getting beat by the Panthers, but it's going to be a tight game. It's going to be like 21-17.
All right.
They might cover the spread.
Well, I gave 24-21, so.
Yeah. Oh, we got Lisa's checking in with a good old hello. Hello, Lisa. Nice to see you're back again. All right. So, what more do we have to cover for today? Does anybody Any last thoughts? Because we finished picks. We're about ready to wrap up, aren't we, guys?
Yeah, the trade deadline is going to be very interesting. It's going to be a thick newspaper tomorrow.
Okay, so that means that next week we'll have a lot to talk about. And you've already said it on the show. No Deshaun Watson. So you don't think he's going anywhere, or do you think he's going to stay?
I don't think he's going to Miami.
Do you think he's going to Carolina then?
I don't know if he's agreed to go to Carolina.
The problem with that is that you're not going to have anybody who has social issues with taking him on your team because of the women issues.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's a fact.
Yeah, plus you don't know if you're going to get him, if he's even going to be allowed to play. You don't know.
No, next year, you don't know.
Right.
The word now is that he's going to pay these people off, all 20 of them, so he can go and do their deal. So, right?
That's what I've heard. To reach a settlement is how I think the lawyers would prefer you to phrase that.
Well, he has enough money on that contract he signed, so.
Well, he got paid a lot.
Which is another problem I have with him. I hate when these players sign a contract and then don't stick to the contract. And I know it goes both ways with the ownership too, but they reach in the bank account and they're paying him, and then he's saying, "I don't want to play for you guys anymore." Why didn't you say that before you signed the contract?
Why does he want to play for Miami? I mean, really, why does he want to do that?
What's that?
Why does he want to play for Miami?
I don't know. Miami would be a terrible town for him to be in, actually.
For women, yeah, because they're all gorgeous. I just Anyway. Anyway.
I mean, we got the Texans next Sunday, and then we got to play on Thursday Night Football, which will be Veterans Day, November the 11th. So we have our one prime time game. The world will be watching.
Okay.
Playing the Ravens.
Oh, man. Well, guys, hold on. Let me do our remix.
A remix?
Hold on.
I feel like he's pulling up music and it's going to sound like crap.
I love our schedule for the rest of the year, though. Only one team is above
Miami has the easiest schedule ranked in the NFL. For the rest of the season.
Only one team is above 500.
Yeah, so see why it's obvious. It's like obvious when you look at it that Miami has like an easy schedule. But wow, Jeff. I mean, Paul, I encourage you to go back and watch this because this is.
Leave it to the professionals. You can mute him.
I feel like we're just going to let him embarrass himself. All right, well, this has been the AFC East by NAFCo, brought to you by West PA Systems, your 21st century electrical build contractor, and Dakota, the DuBois Area Council on the Arts. You can find NAFCo at NAFCo, NAFCo, NAFCo Film Collective. That's our Facebook group. Best way to reach us, as well as you can find us on AFC East on Facebook, facebook.com/AFC East.
I'm exhausted.
Yeah, Paul. I encourage you to go back though and watch the live cast, zoom to the end, and check out what that actually sounds like, because you'll see what I mean by it's not pretty. But,
it never is. It never is cotton.
Okay, well, we'll dodge that ball and get out of here. All right, this has been the week 8 of the AFC East.
All right.